Hey everyone, this is Jake, and today we are going to go over this new content called the Danger Close. So I guess the official translated name is called the Danger Close, so all my videos will be renamed to Danger Close. In this video, we're going to talk about how this content works, what you can expect in terms of rewards, and what you should be doing, and overall just minor details about how this content works. So let's jump into the video and talk about the Danger Close new PVE content. Let's briefly talk about Danger Close works as a content. So this is a PVE ranking style kind of content. This is pretty much one of the end game tier contents because the first levels are pretty easy, but as you reach to the level 3, it gets incredibly hard. So there are some rewards based up some of the scores you are able to gain by playing the game, by killing the bosses, which is not too hard to reach to the 12,000 points. And then there are the ranking rewards, and depend how much you have scored from all these bosses at the end, you get the ranks based up that, and you get the rewards based out of that as well. So it is pretty simple, and each days you get this credits, because what you can do is you can actually reset the thing, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But let's just simply run the match and we'll go through it. So let's talk about how one of each bosses works. Every season comes usually with the 2 different types of bosses. They kind of rotates and you have to deal with them. And as you can see, it has some of each one level is pretty easy. Then as it goes next level, it will get stronger. As you go to level 3, it will be the strongest version of all. And then you will show how much points you are at, and it will show you how much rankings you are currently at. It updates live, so it is pretty easy to see where you're at. You don't have to wait around to see maybe like the next day to check out where your ranking is at. So it's all updated live, so it is pretty good. And you can also see what other people are at. You can see their scores as well, and not to mention you can see how these things really works. In this section called combat environments, from different stages, some units get the buff in the past, like the weather effects, stuff like that. Now in this contents, they have more detailed buffs and debuffs. So for example, within this round, soldiers will be getting HP minus 5% per second. So this kind of thing pretty much makes you can't not use the soldier classes within this boss. You want to use the different classes. And then there is a buff as well, which is a Nanahara family alliance, and those units will get attack boosted by 100% and HP and skill haste by 50%. So that means when you come into this boss and use a Nanahara units, you are definitely going to be receiving huge damage buff. So we'll go and jump and see there where you can see more details about it. And in this screen, when you click it in to jump the boss, you can definitely see what kind of level it is. You can see the combat environment buff and debuff once again. Then you can go ahead and start picking your ship. So here's a part that you probably want to make sure, because every time you use the ships, let's say if I use a Gleipnir here, this ship will be locked to this content only. So this is pretty much like the memory arena for Honkai Impact. Each time you select a unit and use the units, your units will be locked to the game. Your units will be locked to this types of boss. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you what I mean by that. So we'll go ahead and select some characters. We probably want to have some rangers up because it's a defender here. Go and select Lazadia. I'm just throwing in random soldiers and whatever. Just don't. Oh, and we can't use the soldiers. I just remembered that. So counter rangers. Probably more units I need. I'll just throw in whatever at this point. So Shun is probably not a good choice. Hoyun, you probably want it for damage boost, and probably Minato, which is also going to be getting boost from the Nanahara family alliance. So the whole key to this is you want to use the units that gets the buff. That's usually how it runs down. So each season is going to have different buffs, and each boss is going to have different types of buffs as well, and debuff. So sometimes you will run soldiers with this from maybe season 2 or 3. Once you see this boss again, sometime you will use something else, but usually if you want to do a DPS, most likely you're going to be using a class that has a family like this alliance advantage, plus you want to use a type that matches with the type advantage. So for example, if you're fighting defender units, most likely you want to use a ranger class. Sometimes it is exception, you can come with different strategy time to time, but in this case ranger is pretty much all the way. But long story short, let's actually jump in to show you what you can do. So when you jump in, the match will start up, then you have to go and fight it. Probably guys see me run this before. That's how this works. And this guy has some of the patterns. If you don't summon it fast, he will start doing all these different things, so you have to make sure you go and deploy your units fast as possible. Usually sometimes you put defender units at the front as well to defend yourself from it, but this is how this content really works. As you can see, use the lasers and I kill things, I get more scores as the timer goes down, and if I kill really fast, I'll be getting maximum scores. But each ones are pretty much have a kind of capped score, so you don't really have to worry about it. You don't really have to worry about it. It's only the level 3 scores that really matters when it comes to ranking. So now I kill this thing. So we saw how this content works. So let's jump back into it and show you guys how it will change things. So you see how I got a score here, and I use the characters in there, right? So I want to go to moderator type B, and let's jump in here to use the different units. Now I want to use another unit. See, it's a ranger class, right? So I feel like, oh, I want to use Chihuyu because that's one of the good striker class I have. Guess what? You cannot use it. You cannot use it because has been used in the other bosses already. So it's like I said, it's pretty much like one of those contents from Honkai Impact. The characters will be locked to each bosses, so you have to kind of think first and change your strategy to see what you want to use and what you don't want to use, and change teams around. So when it comes to the difference between Honkai Impact, once you jump into the match, it is locked forever and you can't switch out things at all. Instead, they have like a testing ground, like the tutorial like stages that you can actually fight the bosses with the gear setup and characters you have, so that way you test it out first before you jump in to fight the bosses and expect some kind of result with how much scores you're gonna get that way. The counter side version, so this danger close content does not have that. But don't worry, they also have this thing called a reset. So once you press this reset, remember the credits we got from the refund, it's kind of doing refund to that, to make sure entry point and the entry limits does not reset with it, but all the units you use and the scores you earn from it will be resetted like this now. So now I can enter again, use a different units and do different things. You get 3 entries per day, so let's say you did 3 entries today and you'll do 3 entries tomorrow, and you don't like the score that you got from the level 3, so you want to try again, then you move on and try things again. So we'll go and jump in and have some different strategy here. Probably want to take out one of the Rangers classes, or maybe some. I definitely wanted to have a Sobin, because Sobin is definitely going to be good ones to have here. Probably not Gaon. I'll take up the Gaon and probably put something like Yumi, who can be a defender in the front line. And then we'll go and we'll probably throw in some supporter here as well, like an Ablin, and then we'll go ahead probably put Lozaria actually. She is pretty good in this one, and Soyeon we probably want to have. I don't think I want to have him, so I think I will actually end up sticking with Kelsey. So now we choose the things, choose the team we want, and we'll go and start it again, and we should be pretty good here. Okay, Minato going in. So my Sobin is basically main DPS here. I should definitely level up Minato if I want to do a lot more damage. But basically this content works like this. It's not too hard. There's a lot of different strategy you can use, like I said. But basically this is the end game content. If you want to start reaching the top scores on a lot of these stages, you probably want to really have to spend your time grinding. And this content, honestly, I find myself pretty fun. And if you're kind of, let's say, if you're someone who's been playing the game kind of lightly, you might think this content is a little bit too hard and you don't want to do it. But I think this content's pretty fun in its own way, and I think it does reward you quite a lot for the amount of time you spend grinding in this game, and just to trying to compete with other players on the rankings to get the maximum rewards as you can. And sometimes if you win the top ranks, you are going to be also receiving this emblem, which is part of achievements that you can use on your profile cards and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool idea, I think. But I screwed up, and if you screw up like I do right here and you want to change things around, then you can just quit it, and you should not consume the points, like the entry limits. If you don't retreat like that, if a boss comes and destroys my ship, then the score will be saved and your entry limits will be gone. So make sure to quit out if you don't get the score you want or something goes wrong in your run. Just quit out, just try again and go in and try to run again. So let's talk about how the reward system works within Danger Close. There is a section for the score rewards. So each time you clear the stage, you're going to get a certain amount of points, and when you added all the scores together, you should be able to get to 12,000 points, no problem. And once you reach the 12,000 point, you should be able to claim all these rewards, which is pretty nice. And there's called the rank rewards, so it is based off the ranking you have. So when you clear all 3 stages and up to level 3, then when you compete within level 3 to clear fast as possible, then you compete to become like the top 1%, top 1, 30, stuff like that. And as you go to higher tier, you definitely get the better rewards on your way. But I honestly think probably in 1% range is probably going to be more reasonable effort and attempt to do. If you want to go to top 100, this is definitely 100% well area. I'll be very shocked if there's the free-to-player out there that's able to do this. I mean, it is possible if you're just incredibly lucky with set binary, so you got all these best gears with the best stat rolls easily, and you got all these awakening characters, then it should be possible, because I don't think the fusion level matters that much for the top 100. It's more of the gears and definitely some of the character pulls. If you're some kind of dolphin, the top 1% is something you probably want to aim for, because you get the set binary, and the rest of the stuffs, I think this is more for kind of to fight around with the free-to-player range. But that's how the ranking rewards works. Ranking rewards, like I said, it is a bit different, but amount of time and retry you have to put it in. I think amount of rewards you get end of the day for trying so hard, I don't think it's that crazy. And let's talk about the Danger Close performance points. So these points are what you need to buy from the exchange shops. And exchange shop, they got all this good gears that you can get. To let you know, compared with the Korean server, I'm just going to jump into my Korean server right now. So when you go to Korean server shop, there is a difference for the Danger Close. So now, as you can see, I bought every single gears already, and they have not refreshed the shop at all since they released it. It is exactly the way it is at. There's nothing else you can buy with these points. As now, even now within Korean server, the shop is identical as you see within the C server. Probably want to going to buy the counter maze gears first, and you buy the maze case, maze crown, maze hands. Then once you get these 3, then you probably want to invest in the hummingbird series, which is a defensive gear you can get for your counter units. This is basically the best gear you can have for your defensive option when it comes to your counter units. So definitely get these, and once you get these 4, you probably want to start looking at maybe soldier gears or mechanic gear if you're mechanic fans. I would definitely say go for soldier gear first, especially hummingbird, this weapon, because this weapon could be really crucial for your soldier defender like the admin's soldier. It could definitely get benefit this. Then once you buy all these items, I would definitely go for some maze gears, maybe probably weapons and a scope. Maze armor is definitely a pretty good choice as well for your defender units. Definitely go for that. Try to roll for the health set or the defender set or defense sets. And then, like I said, if you want to get out of stuff, then go for any other gears out there. But that's how I've been buying, and you don't really have to pressure like you're getting behind, because the whole point is eventually you'll get everything. Of course, if you're in the top 100 or top like 10, top 10, yes, you will get extra points, and that should definitely give you an inch to get more of these points, and you should be able to buy things and clear out the shop faster. But at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters that much. I think being in a probably 1% is still more than enough for you to go for it. Shop is pretty simple, so you just have to go in, play the Danger Close, and have fun with it, get some rewards out of it, get some scores, rewards. Make sure to claim it, don't forget to lose it. I mean, it will have like dots on it to make sure you claim the rewards, so you probably won't forget it, but make sure you go in to claim the rewards after you clear the rank code. I mean, you probably won't forget it. Like I never did, and you probably never will either. But that is pretty much it for this. You can't really see what other people are using. They only show it after like they are done the ranks. So after the end of the season, where there is going to be a week where they show like the points basically. So after 1 week, there's going to be another kind of breaking time week. And the next week they should come out with another one. That's how this content kind of works like. So, but overall, that is pretty much it Hope you guys enjoyed this short video. Hope you guys this video gave you some insight about what the Danger Close content is and what you can expect from it within the future as well. They're going to have many different bosses. You can probably check out my gameplay video within my Korean server size of me playing the Danger Close content. They're usually, I don't think they're going to be creative. I think they're just copying and pasting all the codes. If I go and look back the patch notes from like the Korean server from like last year, probably the exactly same like the environmental bonus as well. I'll go and check it out after I upload this video, but it's probably identical as what the first Korean server got, so we can probably go in and predict what's the next boss, or it could be Taiwanese version path. I do not know, but anyways, that is pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. I know this could be like stressful, but like I said, just don't stress out too much. I guess have fun, and like I said, exchange shop is pretty generous. I think you should be able to get the ones you want by just completing every week, and you should not have a problem. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.